It's we're gonna do a quick hour stream. See what's out there in the stratosphere. As you know, we are an open forum here. I've got my Roderick Strong look. I just gotta grow a little stash. Hello, Dr. Nova. And to the two other lurkers in the chat. I see you. Let me wipe my spectacles. This is what I look like without glasses. Much better. I was just listening to the Ace Frehley song, Cherry Medicine. It's not bad. I love your cherry medicine. You make me feel better when you wear your black leather. Ace was never known to be Leonard Cohen. And the 5 hot girls that he hired to act sexually aroused around him, they should all win individual Oscars, if you know what I'm saying. So, welcome. Good evening, Zanora 777. I believe you are new to the stream. I don't recall that name. Nick in the house. I did see Tracy on MLC. She took a beating from those Riris in the chat. That's why I don't do those shows anymore. Like Tracy is a beautiful woman. That's Lois coughing. And those nimnuts, saying various things about her looks. It's like, fuck off, man. That's why I hope at Hackamania, I hope some of these trolls come. Say what you want, but this time you got to say it to my face. Usually that prevents a lot of the trolling. Ace is a fascinating aspect of that band. Well, I mean, it had to kill Gene and Paul that Ace had the best solo album. He had the only hit, which was really a cover of, I think, the Russ Ballard song, New York Groove. In the back of my Cadillac, wicked lady sitting by my side saying, where were we? Stopped at 3rd and 43, exit to the night, it's gonna be ecstasy. This place was meant for me. Yeah, I mean, Kay, you've been there, and it's like, it's like I was just on a 80s metal website, and it's where I saw the video for Ace Frehley's Cherry Medicine video. And everyone was ripping Ace Frehley for having bad skin, and because, he didn't have a lot of, you could tell the budget was low for this video, to put it nicely. And they're saying how fat and disgusting he is. And, listen, Ace Frehley not going to win a modeling contract, but I would love to see I think it should be required. Someone should develop this program that if you call anyone fat online or ugly, your picture pops up too, so people can talk about you. Yeah, Paul had a good album. I mean, if I had to rate the Kiss solo albums from, was it 78, when they did something unprecedented, releasing 4 solo albums on the same day. Now, Gene lied, big shock, saying that they all sold platinum, but the reality is they shipped platinum, but they got a lot of returns. I would say Aces was the most true to what he was at that time, and probably not a lot of those songs would have gotten on a Kiss record. I think Paul's was the most Kiss-like record. Gene's was, "Hey, look at who I know, who I got to play on the record." It was a big deal to have, like, Helen Reddy and Katie Seagal and, Joe Perry. I think Joe Perry played the solo on Radioactive. And Peters, I take that back. Peters was probably the truest to who he really was. He was a jazz guy. He liked Gene Krupa, but that album was pretty rough. Like if you don't like jazz, um, so I think Kiss as a band, and I do agree with you, Tara. It's All Right is a good song. I like Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? I tried to call you when you were not home. Nobody likes to spend the nights alone. Wouldn't you like to know me? Good evening, Chris. We're just talking a little Kiss. Um, hit the like button. There's 13 people in here. There's one like. Come on, man. I provide a lot of free entertainment. I'm not panhandling for money on here, but like all you have to do is hit the like button. Thank you. See, whoever did the second like, how much of an effort was that? All right, now we got it going. Now we got the party started. Hold on, I have to itch my back, and I will use my eyeglass holder and the sharp edge. I'm very. Oh, that feels good. It's a big Tuesday night TV for me. You got the Kings and the Calgary Flames on later, and then Vanderpump Rules, of course. Good evening, Earl and the Earl Universe soldiers from the Soldier of AC/DC 5150. Um, remember the AMC show they had? Oh yeah, no, I think it was what was it on A&E? Am I crazy saying it was on A&E? And then they had that one show where Kiss on the football team. But now you got the Kiss, the Universal Soldiers. Well, I don't want to get sued by Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme. Dr. Chow, the Mega G. I don't know if this is the real Dr. Chow or the Dr. Chow impersonator. Who knows? At this point, who cares? But follow Dr. Chow, watch his show with Little Mir, and I think he's on. Doing something with John from Win by Two. No, I trust you. And listen, to be honest with you, Dr. Chow, the Mega G, I don't care if it's the real you or not. It's a listener. When you have 15 people in your stream, you can't be picky. So, as you know, this is a Dabbleverse light stream, but we welcome people from the Dabbleverse. And as you know, any Dabbleverse related questions are now $100, and any Jeff Ross questions, since I'm on a gag order, are $500. Ex-girlfriend questions, depending on the girlfriend, could be anywhere from $5 to $10,000. Staggy, what up? Mama. It's a good group in here. It's a very good group. We're solid but small circle of the YouTube streaming world. What about workout tips questions? Okay, I don't think you need workout tips. You definitely don't need to do push-ups with what you got going on. Skakel Moxley questions. Those are at least $100. Come on, man. I can't. Come on, man. Someone had a good idea. Well, maybe it wasn't a good idea, but that I should manage John Moxley and call it the Moxley Skakel connection. That was pretty funny. I should work out. I mean, tell me what your goals are, Kay. I used to be a certified personal trainer by the American Council on Exercise. Chris Mack, you make the shirt, you can sell it. Just cut me in. Favorite Mid-South? Well, of course, I think the North-South connection with Adrian Adonis and I believe Jesse the Body Ventura. By the way, if anyone can make me a Plato's Retreat shirt with the little danglies on it, let me know. Weight loss. Well, here's the thing. Well, weight loss, it's very simple actually. It's a hacky expression, but it's really garbage in, garbage out. You could lose weight eating Snickers bars all day if you did enough exercise to burn the calories. Um, and people work out a lot with weights thinking that that's the way to do it, but muscle weighs more than fat. So even if you're burning more calories than you're eating, uh, it's not going to really show. So, hot yoga, I recommend if you just want to lose weight. I had a very bad breakup. What was it, 2017, and I was just not doing well in life, and I took hot yoga just to get a fresh workout in. And I unintentionally probably lost 20 pounds just because it's you. I mean, you gain a lot of the weight you lose back, because a lot of it's water weight. But, so if you drink an Evian after class, you basically, are replacing what you lost. But, I mean, weightlifting, heavy weights, low reps, lightweight. I mean, weightlifting, I'm assuming you don't want to be muscle bound. So I would go light weights, high reps. Like if you were doing curls, I'm assuming you don't want like um, a Tom Platz like bicep peak. So maybe like for you, just guessing on height and weight in pictures, maybe curling 15 pounds 30 times, or you really want to burn your arms out, and you won't like get like bodybuilder big, but you do what's called 21s. So I don't know, I'll use the ray gun as a you do 7, 7, and 7, and by the end of the 21st rep, your arms will be burning, baby doll. So you start off, say there's a barbell, you do 7 this way, then at the end of the 7th rep, you go 7 this way, and then you do the last 7 are full, and you do 3 sets of that, you'll be all right. Um, so did you lose a cm of your galls? Earl doesn't want you to lose a cm of your gals. I don't know what that. Oh, you mean I see what you're talking about. Kay's upper body. You're not doing arm weights. Well, I mean, push-ups are a great body weight exercise. Is also good. Anything where you're lifting your own body weight is almost what you need. That would be dips, push-ups, free squats, no weight, just squatting. Chris Benoit, he would do like 500 squats a day, just free squats. And look at how great his body was. Now, yes, he killed his whole family, but that's not on the squats. And the bingo wings, I'm assuming you mean your back muscles, like I mean, that you kind of have to lift weights for, Chris, well, we know his finishing move worked. No, Bowflex is not a sponsor. Um, but it's actually quite simple. And obviously, try not to eat carbs too late at night. Um, if you're going to have like a bowl of pasta, I would have it not in the morning, but in the daytime versus the nighttime. But it also depends on your sleep schedule. Like I don't go to sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning, so I can eat at 1 in the morning, and it's not that bad for me. But someone who you know goes to bed at say 10 o'clock, and I wouldn't suggest eating at 9 because then the food just sits in your stomach and you're not really burning calories. I mean, it's really very simple. to um, lose weight or gain weight, gain muscle. And, a good multivitamin, one a day. I would say if you're going to have caffeine, depending on your sleep schedule, don't, the later you have it in the day, the less you're going to go to sleep. So, see ya, Dave. Thanks for checking in. Late, Dave did a drive by. He didn't like all the fitness stuff, but you can, you know, I mean, diet's really not as hard as people make it out to be. It's not like there's some amazing formula, and you could eat totally healthy and be fat if you don't burn off the calories. Like I was in a vitamin shop yesterday, not a vitamin shop, but vitamin shop. Uh, and there was this lady who was like overweight. I could tell she didn't work out. Like I could just tell. Um, and she just had that vibe of she hasn't been into a gym in a long time. And she's buying fat burners. And it's like, that's not going to help. If you're overeating, fat burners aren't going to so it's, you got to do the work. It's like, I'm not advocating steroid use, but those guys and girls still have to do the work. It's not like you just take a couple cc's of Anavar and D-ball and, you're jacked. Yeah. I mean, it sounds incredibly stupid, Secret Snake, but you do have to sweat. Um, yeah, I mean, sugar is burnt the quickest. So, you know, it's probably the worst food in the world is, depending on your activity level, is pasta or bread because that takes a lot to burn off. Like marathon runners are incredibly skinny, and that's all they eat is pasta and bread for the carbs, but they're also running 26 miles in 2 hours. Uh, that's right, Staggy. Maybe we'll just make this a health and fitness stream. Well, everyone loves sugar. Um, donuts and Snickers bars and Milky Way. That I used to love eating a Milky Way bar. But and you can eat them if you work out. Like in addition to my workouts, I'd probably take Lois out on a combined 2 hours of walking a day. So that's another probably 1,000 calories I'm burning. So, it's really, to answer your question, Kay, uh, and drinking a lot of water too, but, avoiding soda when you can. I mean, every now and then I'll have a diet Mountain Dew. It's not going to kill you. I mean, everything's in moderation. Lois is sleeping right now in her anxiety bed. She had a little bit of food. We went on about an hour walk. So I'm going to take yoga as soon as this stream is donezo. Then I'm going to watch the King game. Adrian Kempe, my buddy, is injured and on a plane back to Los Angeles as we speak. So get better, Mr. Kempe. What up, William Zoom? The Michigan primary is tonight. Even though we know Trump's going to win, I still like the political analysis, and that's about it. I have a pretty simple day, but I like simple. I like streaming. What up, Ross Incognito? We got some longtime listeners in the house, so I'm sure some of you are coming from MLC. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to check out Hackamania coming to Vegas, I believe at the end of, is it April or May? I really should know that, but it should be a good time. And I think there'll be more comics added to the lineup. So who knows? I mean, maybe this could be, like a junior skank fest, 2 days of fun. I'm not really a big fan of Las Vegas, so I'm going to be in and out. 2 days in and out. That's about as long as I can stay in, Las Vegas. I don't drink, I don't gamble. So, we'll say, Earl, not a question about Dabbleverse, but what exactly is Dabbleverse? That's a good question, Stagwar. I think it's a collection of podcasts and streamers who all shit on each other, and specifically Stuttering John and Chad, and I think I just summed up the Dabbleverse. And the fans, the trolls. It's basically a troll universe. Everyone trolls everyone, which is why I don't go on anyone's shows anymore because now they all stream snipe, and then they start like ripping on me, and it's like that's why I think the Dabbleverse is about to implode. What up, Sour Milk? Because when you're down to you know roasting me or whatever, it's over because I'm not even in the universe. Like you know, but the Chad stuff is old. The Stuttering John stuff is beyond old, and it's just the same shit every fucking day. Uh, but no, I don't think they count. Secret Snake. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's too much negativity. This guy sucks. This girl sucks. I mean, look at that poor girl. What was it, Kate Meany? Like, she comes in here, probably thought, "Oh, this will be fun. I'll bust some balls," and then people are calling her ugly, and oh, you got no tits, and you got a gap in your teeth, and then like, I mean, so. Oh, I don't think I am Dr. Chow. I don't stream snipe. I don't talk shit about anybody. And believe me, I know if I did, my numbers would be 10 times what they are now. Um, you know, but that's just not me. You know, I mean, look at how fast Perry flamed out. Everyone thought, oh, this is the new guy we can make fun of. And after a month, it was like, okay, he's not very exciting. Uh, I am a comedy soldier, Sour Milk. I don't really know him, to be honest with you. I did one show with Stuttering John at the Comedy Store. It was uh, a Robert Schimmel tribute. I believe he was like the only non-paid regular on the lineup, and he was fine. I mean, he didn't have the greatest set or whatever, but it wasn't exactly a hot crowd either. But yeah, I mean, Mudshark, I've known Perry for 20, probably almost as long as I've done comedy, so I'll say 20 years. And it was old then. So for me, it's really old. But for you guys, it's just like making fun of a guy who's like mentally not all there. So yeah, I mean, but listen, I mean, Dr. Nova, I agree with you there. I mean, uh, I think, in terms of Kill Tony, but I'm sure people are going to be like, well, Earl, most people know you from Roast Battle. What the hell was that? And Roast Battle is absolutely, it's just skilled bullying. Bully them before they bully you, and I just happen to be good at it. But that was the problem. So you know, like how people talk about Ray, you ain't gonna talk about that, about me like that. Fuck that. But I ask anyone who wants to meet me in Hackamania. Let's see how brave you are when it's to my face. Not so I can fight you, but I just love that's what I loved about Roast Battle. I will say that is you want to call Ralphie May fat? Call him fat. But he's gonna be on stage with you. And he's gonna say something about you too, to your face. Um, well, I don't know about that. I mean, fake onions. Well, I mean, I'm a different breed because I just, I can take anything anyone says about me. I mean, I battled Jimmy Carr to an international television audience. So something someone says in a stream that I'll probably never meet in real life, I don't really care. Um, well, I mean, we can't really get into that mud sharks. Um, so I respect people who do it to my face. So, do you think the whole Perry? It absolutely is a sad thing. You know, um, I mean, I liked it when Don and Mole were doing it because Don's a great comic, probably the most creative guy I know. Mole's an incredible television writer, and although yes, they were making fun of him, they also gave him a career. The guy now, Tom, he's not funny, and I have no beef with him. I don't really know him, and it's just like let's take advantage of this guy's last minute of 15. So I just don't find that funny. But I'm also not the market, you know. I mean, I'm a 55-year-old comic, so and that's why like the stream sniping and the shit talking, I'm not the market for that. Yes, Bill Duke is it's I think it's his birthday today, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, me and Chad had a great side podcast called The Bad Guys, where we had our friend Ashley. Well, I don't want to say where she works, but I don't want to dox her or whatever. But like, she works somewhere where she has access to, hey, let me get the bad guy from Commando's email, and who was it? William Cott from Big Wednesday, Vernon Wells, Tig from Sons of Anarchy, um, and it was a really fun. I guess you call it stream or podcast. But the problem is a lot of these guys from the '80s movies either don't know anything about technology or they're dead. Like I would love to interview on my own Michael Dudikoff from American Ninja. Um, but I don't even know if the guy's a website. Like I've tried a few times. So it's a limited field of people I can interview. Like, I did get the bad guy from Superman 2, Nam, the guy who didn't talk. So, yeah, I mean, easy 1, 2, 3. I would agree with that on Tom. I just don't think Tom's not a very, and once again, I don't know him, so this is not like a roast joke about him, but I don't find him very creative. It's just, hey, let me scrap whatever meat's left on the bone that Don and Mole left. And I just, having someone smoke in his apartment and then having Perry yell, I just don't find that funny at all. It's sad. Um, what's your take on the falling out of Danish and O'Neill? It bums me out because I'm friends with both those guys. Um, but I don't get involved when it doesn't involve me. I don't know, um, to be honest with you, why. I didn't talk about it once with O'Neill in terms of when I did the pork report a couple weeks ago. I'm taking a new thing in my comedy life of if it doesn't involve me, I don't want to know. I know I will be working with Carl Hamburger in May. I've never spoken with Carl. Um, I've seen clips obviously of his shows, but once again, I don't know him or his co-host at all, but I don't like the shit talking online. Anyone can talk shit from a basement. I'll be in Vegas at Hackamania. Say it to my face. Um, but that's the problem. Mike Tyson said a lot of keyboard warriors. And it's really, I think the Dabbleverse is the definition of uh keyboard warriors. Oh, let's call Earl old. Okay. Well, in Vegas at Hackamania, call me old to my face when I physically look better than you, and you will die before me. I'm not even talking about anyone specifically. Nah, dude, I don't do that sideshow stuff, Dr. Chow. I'm going there for the comedy and nothing else. Uh, but I appreciate the offer. I've already gotten a few offers. Would you roast battle this person? I'm like, no, I'm not. You don't go from battling Jimmy Carr on television and K. Trevor Wilson in Canada on television to, roast battling someone from the Dabbleverse streams. Uh, so, um, if I ever did box, though, Dr. Chow, not you, but like, I'll never box someone from the Dabbleverse. Uh, I'm different, man. You you want to play tough guy? Not you, Dr. Chow, but like, if someone, hey, you want to box at, I don't know, Skankfest? It's no gloves, no headgear. It's a street fight in the ring. You want to play tough guy? Let's do it. And I'm not a great fighter, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, yeah, but he also said the keyboard warrior thing too. Plans to move to Austin? No, not at all. Uh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to roast Ray DeVito or anyone. Like, um, I mean, like I said, I have 5 battles on television. That's how I do it. What weight class? Well, I'm about 200 pounds. Oh, no, Brendan Schaub would kick my ass. Like, listen, like, uh, he'd kill me. Um, you know, like, now in comedy, if we had a comedy battle, I'd kill him. But like in a fist fight, I don't think I would do too well against Brendan Schaub. Uh, yeah, that was great. I did see. Well, you're asking Chow that, but I did see that. Do you ever roast another comedian live without their consent? No. I mean, there's really no one I want to roast, to be honest with you. I did someone's podcast the other day, and they're like, "Who's your dream roast battle match?" I'm like, "I don't have one." No, I wouldn't roast battle David. Like, you know, I got 5 battles on TV. He has 0. Like, so there's nothing for me to gain by that. Now, by saying I wouldn't battle him, when I say I wouldn't battle Ray DeVito or David, it's not saying I don't think they could beat me, but like, you got to be on my level first. Because if I battle, anyone who hasn't done a roast battle on TV, there's nothing in it for me to gain. Like if I beat you, everyone's going to be like, well, you should beat him. If I barely beat you, it's like, oh, maybe Earl's not as good as he thought he was. And if I lose to you, it's embarrassing. Anyone could lose. I lost 3 times in roast battle, all 3 to women. I mean, no, I mean, Brendan Schaub would kill me. I think a little bit of both, birthday boy, stab man. Um, you know, uh, I think, I mean, I was there the night of the Comedy Store. He threatened to kill Adam the Booker, so he is a little crazy, but he also keeps it real. Well, I don't know if he is a good roaster, to be honest with you. He's a good shit talker, but roast battle is different than roasting. It's really just well timed bullying. So, like, I know in every roast battle that I did, everyone was going to call me old. So like when I was battling this fat dude, he started off with an old joke. I'm like, bro, I can hear your arteries clogging as we speak. You're going to die before me. And he had nothing after that. So you got to address your weaknesses. Like the good roast battlers, they turn their weakness into a strength. Like if you're fat, lean into it. You know, if you're old, lean into it. Because once you lean into it, they got nothing. And I would never really do like the typical visual jokes. Like I would attack someone's comedy because, and even in the Dabbleverse, you notice this. You can call this. You can call Kevin angry. You can call Ray whatever. You can call Chad this, and people laugh it off. Yeah, Kevin might be angry, but he's making about 30 grand a month doing the super chats. He's trolling you guys. You guys ain't trolling him. Um, And but if you attack someone's comedy, that hurts. So I wouldn't be like, "Hey, you're fat." I'd be like, "Your comedy sucks." And everyone's gonna take offense to that. Um, 100% beloved chatter. I said in it, uh, I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where me and Brendan Schaub would fight. But I can't imagine the outcome, which is probably me saying, "Can someone take me to the hospital? My face don't feel too good." Um, and to be honest with you, it's probably not going to make too many people in the stream happy. Schaub's always been nice to me. I mean, I don't think he's funny, but like, uh, I, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't think I'm funny. So, um, and once again, all these people who talk shit about Schaub, say it to his face. See how that works out. That's why I liked hockey when I played hockey a lot. I was absolutely loving the fact that, um, you know, if there's something that happened on the rink, it got taken care of on the rink. I mean, I don't know if he's a good guy, to be honest with you. I'm just saying in my interactions with him, he's been nice to me. And it's never been anything more than, um, "Hey, dude, what's up?" I mean, I don't, and I almost feel bad for Schaub from the standpoint of all his friends. When he first started in comedy, all his friends had specials and were selling out everywhere. And he's like, "Well, I want a special too. All my friends have specials." And my friend was his manager at the time. And I said, "Dude, whatever you do, don't give him a special. He's just not ready." It's not just standing on stage for an hour. It's, can you stand on stage and do a good hour? And I mean, that special was pretty bad by any standard. What up, Richard Kish? Um, and that's no shade towards Shaw. I'm a comedy snob. Um, he just wasn't ready. Like I told my friend who was his manager, don't give him a special. Have him host a Brendan Schaub and Friends, where he can host. He doesn't have to do that much time, and you either have him have his three famous comedy buddies like Schaub or Rogan, D'Elia, and Callen at the at that time. Maybe not now, but or you have Brendan Schaub and Undiscovered Friends. So you have, like, I don't know, me, Sarah Tiana, and I don't know, Frank Castillo. So and then that way he has to do literally probably 3 to 5 minutes of comedy. And he probably didn't even have that at the time, to be honest with you, but you could survive. Um, but he put out two specials, and you know the the results are what they are. Yeah, that spill looked pretty rough. Not really, though. I mean, because you can hide a lot. If you're hosting a show, it's, like, let's say it's a half-hour show, so you got 6 minutes of commercial, so that's 24 minutes. So when you break it down, you have each comic doing, let's say, 6 to 7 minutes. So that leaves 3 minutes for Schaub to maybe throw off a funny one-liner. "Hey, this next comic is so old that he was around at the Last Supper. Give it up for Earl Skakel." That'll get a laugh or whatever. "Hey, give it up for Sarah Tiana. She's a real Southern fried bell pepper." Like, just bam, bam. That's what I would have done. But, I wasn't managing him. Um, um, who owes Moses a coffee? Um, beloved chatter. Well, I mean, beloved chatter. You shouldn't have a good 3 minutes. I mean, because wait a minute. Let me finish my thought on beloved chatter. You know what's coming next. Um, I mean, I would say it takes years to get, at least 3 years to get a good 5 minutes, which sounds insane, but, uh, you know, and to get an hour, um, I mean, years. Um, but, uh, that's, and some people get it faster than others, but, I would say in general, Shab see, the problem with Shab and his experience level was, when I started doing comedy, um, I would say my first 3 to 4 years, this is no exaggeration, I was going up 7 nights a week, minimum 3 times a night. I mean, I was a fucking animal. Even the nights where, like, say, Kiss was playing in Irvine, I'd go see the Kiss concert, and then I knew Rock and Roll All Night was gonna be the last song, so I would literally stand by the exit, I'd watch them play Rock and Roll All Night, I'd fucking run to my car so I could be first out of the lot, drive an hour to Van Nuys from Irvine to do an open mic. Like, Shab's not he didn't do stuff like that. He just got on Rogan shows, and he got comfortable in front of his fans, um, which is also a problem with, like, shows like Roast Battle and Kill Tony. You take, like a Kill Tony or Roast Battle comic out of that environment and put them into a comedy club, it's rough for most. Ross Incognito, 4.99. Any thoughts on Stallone moving from California to Florida? First of all, this is my thought. Um, I mean, it's probably for taxes. I mean, you know how much taxes Stallone has to pay on his income? Now he goes to Florida, there's no state income tax. Now, the tricky thing I learned about living in Florida is when my parents died, they died in Florida 2 months apart, and the, estate taxes are wackadoony doon. Oh, yeah, always try again, beloved chatter. Um, I mean, everyone starts once. I started after, once and then continued, and, I think the problem comics with, obviously, like yourself, who don't have any experience doing it, is it's one thing to be funny to your friends at the water cooler, but it's another thing to walk on stage to a crowd that's paid a lot of money, drinks, food, dinner, admission, um, because they're gonna look at you like, "Hey, we don't know you, bro. Make us laugh, bitch." Um, I didn't see the re-edit of Rocky 4, to be honest with you. Oh, he did not pay his dues in comedy. Now in MMA, he paid his dues. But in comedy, it's like Jeremy Piven didn't pay his dues. He just walked in, started bombing, and then now he's like doesn't get up as much. Uh, oh, I disagree completely, Dr. Chow. Stand up is not easy. Jeremy Piven is theatrically trained. He's a horrible comic. Um, I mean, that shows you how bad Jeremy Piven is as a comic. He's a very famous actor, and the Comedy Store is still like, no thanks. Um, but there's unfunny paid regulars too, to be honest. Um, I mean, Dr. Chow, I don't know if you're trolling or not, but stand up is not easy. Um, there's a lot. I mean, most of the most unfunny comics I know are all famous actors who got into comedy because they're like, "Oh, I'm not really acting anymore. I'll just do stand up." It's not easy because you can be theatrically trained, but when you're theatrically trained, um, you know, you have no training for heckling when a joke bombs because you don't have the skill set. Like I have jokes that bomb all the time, but I know exactly how to get the crowd back most of the time. I've got save lines. I can go into crowd work a little bit. Um, you can be a theatric. theatrically trained actor and you go on stage and you do, like Jeremy Piven's problem, to be honest with you, is like he goes on stage and he does an entourage story, but the crowd is from 20 to 30 in most comedy clubs, at least in Los Angeles. It's a very young crowd out here. Um, and they've never seen Entourage before, so they don't care. And Jeremy Piven, as much as I dislike him as a comic, is a very good actor. So going to your point of comedy is easy if you're theatrically trained. It ain't easy for Piven. And look at Michael Richards. Michael Richards is theatric. I don't know why I'm having so much problem saying that word. Theatrically trained. He's a horrible comic. Uh, I will in a second, Dr. Nova. Yeah, he is not likable. I'll give you that. I mean, I did hear one of my jokes. It's funny. I was going to the bathroom at the Comedy Store, and I literally heard one of my bits while I was going to the bathroom. Um, well, I mean, Dr. Chow, like you are right as well from saying, if you're likable, you can be unfunny and survive. Um, but if you look at most actors who've delved into comedy, um, it's usually not very good because when you're a trained actor, you're trained. It's like being a quarterback, learning how to play football. Let's say the quarterback position, and you learn doing 7-on-7, no contact. You're going to complete every pass usually. But then you go from that to the next week of it's 11-on-11, full contact, the defense can blitz. You're not going to do very good. And that's kind of like, when someone comes from a theater or acting background, they're used to the, quiet on set. There's even the slightest noise, you start over. Take one, take two, blah, 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 blah. Comedy, there's no take two. You're live, baby. I mean, going on stage is great, but it's but Earth sucks. Getting back to your question, that's why I joke about the shit I joke about, like 80s metal and Cobra and Stallone movies and my interactions with celebrities in LA. It's not really something anyone can steal. Um, I don't wear a cup when I play hockey, and I've actually the last game I played in, I got hit directly on the dick with a slap shot, and fuck, it hurt, man. And when it hit me, this is ball hockey, but that orange Milek ball can hurt as much as a puck. It might not seem like it, but holy fuck, it hurt. I I was stunned, and for like the first 5 seconds, I didn't go down, and then I went down like Lee Harvey Oswald shot me. Um, oh boy, well, that's a tough one. Rat or Sting? All five members of Rat? I'll probably go with Sting. Um, who's the most radical comic? Brian Holtzman, Pots and Pans, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, the hog was looking like a black hog. I mean, it was for 2 days purple. Boing. So, yeah, Holtzman's next level. Like, he keeps it real. Sting for life. Um, no, I don't mind the smell of marijuana, even though I've never had it. I don't mind it, to be honest with you. Jason Rouse is definitely crazy. I mean, I would say if you're just talking about material and guys that really go for it, um, say Holtzman, Rouse, Tony Clifton. I mean, I wouldn't say he's really a comic, but like, he was on stage once in the um, main room of the Comedy Store with a black backing band, and he was dropping N-bombs like, "Ugh." Does the smell of cocaine, annoy you? I see what you did there. Rest in peace, Robert William Eppervaya. A couple, no, not Sean Rouse, Jason Rouse. Sean Rouse was pretty, out there too, man. He just couldn't control his demons, you know? I mean, that Stanhope crew is a rough, you gotta really, uh, be able to keep up with that crew. What up, random guy? Thank you very much for your very generous super chat yesterday. Yeah, his disease, but I think he drank a lot because of his disease, and then that. I mean, I remember once he fell down the stairs that will go from the belly room to the main room, and that's probably I guess 20 stairs, and he just got up. I'm like, "Hey man, you okay?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You just fell down some stairs." He's like, "No, I didn't." Um, um, ever get road rage? Yeah, I'm sure I have. Is Holtzman better than Melton at stand up? I mean, it's different. Like I don't there's very few people who can follow Holtzman. Now he usually goes on last, but I had to follow him once in the original room because he went on early, and it's tough, man. Uh, I mean, all right, Dr. Chow, simmer down. I do find Melton very funny, to be honest with you. I wish he did more stand up. But it's like stand up unless you're a big name, there's no money in it. So I could see why people like Kevin and Melton stream more than they do stand up. Um, I mean, the Amazing Jonathan never made me laugh, but my buddy Steve Byrne did his documentary, and it was pretty good. Um, I mean, a lot of comics don't make me laugh. That's why I'm a bad audience member. That's why I don't watch comedy. Uh, top 5 hardest to stand up all time. Wait, what? Beloved chatter, what top 5 hardest to stand up all time? I don't know. You're gonna have to explain that one to me, brother. You're asking me that question. Oh, I mean Ralphie May, I guess. Um, uh, Bruce, Lavelle Crawford, John Pinette, and the that girl from Facts of Life who had cerebral palsy. Uh, yes, Corinne Fisher, she does. Peanut butter crunchy. Come on, dude, get that together. We're gonna do about another 8 minutes, 8 to 15 minutes, because I got to um, take hot yoga. Let me thank my tipper, the great Ross Incognito. Thank you very much, Ross. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You did get here late. Well, I wouldn't say OT. I just I take yoga at 6 p.m. So I gotta make sure Lois is well taken care of. All right, just for you, Doctor Nova. Let me see. It's February. Let me go back to February of 2022. Let me, hold on. Let me look here. Feb. All right, February 2022 jokes. Let's see. I know I'm headed down to Artha Yoga. How many? I am great with my teeth. I've had cavities. I don't have any cavities right now. I just got my teeth cleaned 2 weeks ago. Got my new Oral B. What you cream pie meanie? What's going on here? Uh, it's not loading right now. So let's see if my February 2009. Let's see what I was up to in February 2009. For some reason, let me check my iPad Wi-Fi. Yep, it's a bit. Yeah, I do my own laundry. Um, I'm trying pots and pans. I'm trying. Um, Time for your favorite game. Bit or shit. I'm trying easy one, dude. I'm trying to my older jokes are not loading. So let's see. I'm trying to get none of them. All right, let's go to February 2024. I think I told these one. Let me see. How the fuck did Sofia Vergara get cast to play Griselda Blanco? That's like having Edward James Olmos play Ryan Gosling. You know, they'll play, hello. Well, being a good guy in the streaming world doesn't really help. Yeah, I will check it out. I was looking for old episodes of his radio show. I used to have a thing called Radio Shark, which was like a basically a VHS for radio shows, and I had like 100 of his shows, but I can't find it anymore. Uh, hey, between Biden and Trump, I think I'm going to write in for Mr. Wang from Caddyshack. At least he's coherent. Pew! Let me see. Do you do your own? Would you cream pie me? Oh, let me get to your question, Dr. Chow. I'm a boob guy, so but I mean, I do find Karen Meany. I guess. I mean, she's pretty. I guess. I'm more of a K guy, KB. Like, I'm not like I'm more attracted to someone like that than Karen Meany. No shade towards Karen Meany. But knowing that she took it in the booty from Dove Davidoff, that would be tough. I can't sleep with a girl if I know someone she slept with. Like, uh, I just can't. Like, I can't like sleep with someone and go, "Hey, John's dick has been down here." Secret Snake member for 1 month, Bonzo Berry. Thank you very much. Have you ever worked with Frank Welker? I don't know who that is. Love you too. Cindy Sloppers. Uh, you should try to you should try the YouTuber Planet with a Palette Girl. She's a lot to handle. I don't know her. Everyone forgets that part. Um, Thank you, Secret Snake, for being a member. Um, Someone asked me if I go to sleep right away. I can't see it anymore. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I've worked with Charlie Adler. Now that's a voiceover legend. Look up the name Charlie Adler, and he's like the who's who of voiceover people. We're the moderators today. Don't know, so it's just a free form discussion in here. Luckily for me, my stream is not really needing moderators. I think everyone's pretty respectful in here. You know, I don't ban anyone. I don't block anyone. I don't really engage with trolls in here too much, but I don't really get trolled in here too much. I think people know this is essentially. Let me put my ray gun back, but I'll keep it nearby just in case. Um, I think even the trolls from the Dabbleverse know that shit don't play here. Best set of tatas of all time. I'm going to go with an off the grid selection, and I guarantee you, I'm going to type it in the chat so you guys can look for yourselves. When you're done, look up this name. Petra Verkijk, an old school playmate with the greatest pair of natural tits you will ever see in your life. And I'll be honest with you, they're a little big for some people. But the fact that they're natural is unbelievable. And the girl from the first season of White Lotus, the blonde girl, I don't know her name, uh, for a small body. Wow. Uh, oh, I'm telling you, Dr. Chow, look her up. You might not be attracted to her. Like now, there's some current pictures of her. Like she's probably in her late 40s. She might even be in her 50s, where she's put on a little weight. But look up like her prime years and she still looks good today. Uh, oh yeah, yes, Dr. Chow, you are like the younger version of William Zoom. Like you always know the answer. Sydney Sweeney, like that's like um and it's funny, I know Jake Lacey from White Lotus, the girl who played his wife, the newlywed. I'm trying to be respectful here, but she's got some great melons. Days with Jordan the Lion. Check out my friend Jordan the Lion's travel vlog, the best vlog on the site. And I know he's planning something big for this weekend. And in all honesty, Jordan, I have not a plane ticket yet. Because I want to fly nonstop. So right now, I'm gonna guess we'll talk off air, Jordan, but I'm gonna guess the card starts around 4 with dark matches. So I have no problem flying into Greensboro that day around noon. And then but I'm not able to find flights at the moment. I do have a ticket procured if I can find a nonstop flight. Um, I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna. I work best when I'm under pressure, and I know tomorrow night when I see Will Ospreay on Dynamite, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go." We'll figure it out. I'm trying to find an early morning flight, like maybe a Saturday night red eye, and then I don't want to ruin your time by having to pick me up, but I'm going to. I mean, I fly Delta the most, so that's what I've primarily looked at. But um, I'm on a gag order with that person's name, so I can't say anything about Jeff Ross. I like my spots at the Comedy Store. I'll just say that. By the way, if you're in Los Angeles this Saturday night, I guess I can't take a red eye flight. I'll be at the Comedy Store 12:15. I guess I could fly out there early morning. It's got to be like a 6 a.m. flight Sunday morning. Yeah, I mean, if Dr. Ken and Russell Peters were going, I did reach out to Dr. Ken to see if he was available to fly me to Greensboro. I would too. Traveling with Dr. Ken is no joke. I opened up for him once and we took a plane ride to San Diego. It took like 20 minutes. It was great. But I'm going to I just remember because I just got my Comedy Store spot this week and it is Saturday night. So it's going to be tough to get me to Charlotte or Greensboro or Charlotte, but I'm going to see if I could find something Sunday morning. Um, I mean, I'm trying. I tweeted to Tony Khan and AEW, hook Daddy up. All the free publicity I've given that company with the ratings they have, they should be driving me there. Uh, Maybe. I mean, flying private's it's a little pricey. I'm cheap. That's why I have a lot of money because I'm cheap. So that's just the way Daddy rolls. We're gonna go for another 10 minutes. So at 5:15 Pacific Standard Time, I must prepare Lois for being alone for an hour while I take my body to its limits. So, Lance, what up? So, maybe I'll start looking at United and American, see what flights they have Sunday morning to get me there. I think it's about a 4-hour plane. Nonstop, it's about a 4-hour flight. So if I could get a flight, say at 8 a.m., we could be talking business. and I already have a ticket procured. Yes, Greg, Jordan is the best. Please check out Jordan the Lion. You know that Jordan will be doing a Sting final match video. And maybe I'll be in it. Maybe I won't be. You'll just have to tune in to check it out. So for those of you wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Sting is wrestling his last match with Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. By the way, a rest in peace to Ole Anderson, who is the one responsible for kicking Sting out of the Four Horsemen. So Sting got the last laugh, Ole, bitch. Earthquake, Dark Side. That's going to be a good one. I hope they go into that sumo match he had in Japan. Well, make sure when you buy tickets, Lance, you tell Melton you're coming for me. I get 50 cents if you do. I mean, I really don't have the Lemmy stories I have. You guys have heard before. The dentist, the blowjob pictures that fell out on the floor when I got his mail, and I was realizing I was standing in the spot where he would usually get his pee-pee manipulated. Um, yeah, I mean, those are really the only Lemmy stories. Great guy, very quiet. I mean, the last time I saw him, it was really sad. It was at the Sunset Oil gas station, and like Lemmy looked at me like he knew me, but I could tell. I don't think he had dementia, but I could tell he didn't know me, but he knew me. And I walked. I said, "Hey, man." I didn't even talk to him. I didn't want that to be my last conversation explaining to Lemmy who I was. And he looked very skeletal like. So, he was a good man, always very nice to me. Um, yes, I knew who you were talking about. Yes, they did. He's buried directly across from Ronnie James Dio. So, at the San Fernando Forest Lawn, I think. So he like him and Dio are looking at each other. So it's not really well. I guess it's a Lemmy story, but when we put Lemmy um, to rest in his final resting area, it was only Motorhead's managers, myself, and Dave Grohl. And Dave Grohl had his hand on my shoulder, uncontrollably crying. So that was kind of. I mean, I don't think Dave Grohl would remember me if I told him that story, but it was kind of cool. And then, I mean, Lemmy's resting space is pretty small. But across Dio's space, if you've seen the Dio documentary, I believe it was on Showtime. They show Dio's final resting spot, and it's gigantic. They also had to get special permission for the devil horns. You know what this means? New Jack, $2. R.I.P. Ole Anderson. Thank you, J-Man Jack. I don't have any stories of Pauly Shore, I opened up for him once at the where was it? The Irvine Improv, and there's a line around the block to meet him afterwards. Very nice guy, funny, because we grew up in the same era, '80s metal, and he was fucking girls with Stephen Pearcy, so like he lived it. I was there, he lived it. Oh yeah, I mean it was awesome. Like it was like one of the like he loved Lemmy. Um, You like the "Love Me or Leave Me" song from who? Kiss? Love him, leave him, love him, leave him, yeah. My limousine is waiting between the hours of 10 and 2. How do you do? Um, I mean, I worked alone in the 90s. How long have you lived in LA? My whole life, 55 years. Um, and I love it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. And for what I want to do, comedy and voiceovers, you got to live here. Like, I think all these people moving to Austin, it's like, yeah, you can make good money in Austin, because there are all these shows that pay cash. And like, I mean, I know some guys who are making minimum wage here parking cars at the Comedy Store who are now making six figures. They're hosting shows. The mothership pays incredibly well. And other shows, have had to kind of bump their pay up. That's why I will always be a fan of Joe's, because Joe has forced clubs to pay comics decently because he pays them amazingly. So like the Creek and the Cave, Cap City, they now have to increase their pay, or just comics will go to the mothership. Um, so, all right, kiddies, we got 5 more minutes left in the period. And then I go off to yoga and then watch the Los Angeles Kings take on the Calgary Flames. I never saw Nirvana. I've only met Dave Grohl a couple times. He was supposed to sing with Motorhead at their 30th anniversary show at the Wiltern, but he was so drunk, I think he fell off the stage. Hold on, we're getting some last-minute super chatties. Lance, $1.99. Tell us about your aunt and the Illuminati. I don't believe my aunt is in the Illuminati. She's a soldier. She's a political soldier. Like, I'm a comedy soldier. She works alone, like Schwarzenegger's unit in Predator. She's a rescue team, not assassin. Thank you, Lance, very much. One final thank you to the tippers. They're coming in late now. Ross Incognito, Secret Snake, J-Man Jack, and Lance. I appreciate you guys being financial soldiers. Trained under Jim Hopper's unit at Fort Bragg. I knew these men. Trained, yeah. Do you, Hal Sparks? Do you, Hal Sparks? Do you like Hal Sparks? Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, he's a nice guy. He does that yacht rock thing. I think it's pretty funny. All right, 3 more minutes, guys. Get those questions in before I have to take care of business. Business. But I think my new streaming time is going to be 4 p.m. in the afternoons. Based on some intel from my friend Jordan and the YouTube analytics, most of my fans are on between 12 and 6-ish, but I don't want to go on when the MLC's on, out of respect. So, but Kevin ends right around 4-ish every time. So I think I'll do this instead. And maybe Sunday nights go on at 6 p.m. But I'm not going to stream 7 days a week. I ain't panhandling for cash every single day. Give me money, give me money, give me money. Give me money, honey. I don't ask. William Zoom will tell you, I'm the bartender. You tip if you like. You don't if you don't. Do you know Hal Sparks? I mean, we're comedy acquaintances, and we are, I guess you would say, Eskimo brothers, because we dated the same girl who I'm still in contact with. What do you think about the Dabbleverse, Stuttering John? Greg, you must be new to this stream because we're Dabbleverse light in terms of content. But what do I think about the Dabbleverse? I think they're all eating themselves. It's hold on. Before I answer that, let me get an energy drink. I think the problem with the Dabbleverse, yeah, I'm not doing fundraising. Oh, I thought you meant fundraising in super chats. Yes, donate and all the money. Super chat me right now, and all the money goes to RFK Jr. Just kidding. Just kidding. Someone told me a good scam to get more super chats is say, "Hey, I'm not sure if super chats are working. Can you guys send me some? Let me know." In terms of the Dabbleverse, you know, I started thinking about it the other day. There's only like 10 podcasts in the Dabbleverse, and they've all gone after each other. So they're out of targets. So I think it's about to implode, in my opinion. I mean, Stuttering John, I don't know him. He was nice to me the one show we did together. That's all I got. Does Ethel still get out to the parties? I don't think so. Ethel's got to be close to 90, to be honest with you. Yes, Dabbleverse questions are $50, but I will give Greg. I think he's new to the stream. I have a tiered super chat structure, unlike most others, who just will take any dollar amount for any question, just to make that money, honey. Uh, Peter Sky Parker, I appreciate the effort, I guess, but Dabbleverse questions are $50 and up. Jeff Ross questions are $500 and up, and any questions about certain ex girlfriends, it's a rotating scale. To be honest with you, well, you don't have to send me $500, Peter Sky Parker. Tommy Morris questions are free, of course. All those are free. See what here I am. I have Peter Sky Parker, who I know is a big deal in the Dabbleverse streams, saying I just tried to send you $500, and I'm not discouraging him from doing that, but I'm just saying, send what you want. I don't. I'm not gonna, like I said, panhandle for money on here. Jay Santos. $100. You know what that means. You just don't get the ray gun for that. She's cold and she's cruel, but she knows what she's doing. Do 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 do. She pushed me in the pool at a last school reunion. Do 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 do. She laughs at my dreams, but I dream about her laughter. Do 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 do. Here comes the high point. Strange as it seems, she's the one I'm after. Drummer countdown, 2, 3, 4. 'Cause she's bittersweet. She knocks me off of my feet, and I can't help sell what don't want anyone else. She's a mystery. She's too much for me, but I keep coming back for more. She's just the girl I'm looking for. She can't keep a secret for more than an hour. Do 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 do. She runs on 100 proof attitude power. Do 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 do. And the more she ignores me, the more I adore her. Do 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 do. What can I do? I do anything for her. That fucking bitch. Sorry, that was my bad. My bad. My bad. I'll also throw in a little extra from the best breakup song ever by Martin Briley, The Salt in My Tears. Maybe you picked 'em, found your next victim. Don't worry, someone will come along. You never loved me. You pushed and shoved me, you fucking bitch. Sorry, my bad. I was coming in hot on that one. Thank you very much, Jay Santos. $100. The largest tip in the Earl Skakel Earlverse stream. I'm speechless. Peter Sky Parker, $2. It's all good. $5 super chat. I don't know what that means, but you get this. See, my strategy is working. I don't panhandle for money. Jay Santos, you're a legend. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So you don't ask for money, and that makes people want to give it to you even more. We do need a Earl Skakel book life story. Don't be tempted, Chris. I don't want anyone tipping where it's financially irresponsible for you. I want you guys to have fun in the stream. And if you're having such a good time, you're like, Earl's funny. Here's $2. I'm not going to not take it. I am. I'm the unofficial security guard for my building after stopping an armed robbery the other night in my garage with an Artur's Kaliev hockey stick. Thank you very much. And if you cannot financially tip me, that's fine too. There's many ways to help a comic that don't involve money. You can tweet at the show at midnight. Hey, when's Earl Skakel going to be on? You can tweet at any podcast you want me on. Hey, when is at Earl Skakel going to be on Bad Friends or Rogan or whatever? A tweet is free. Follow me if you haven't done so already. There's many ways to help. Cash is king, but I don't mind having a queen in my life too. All right, Jay threw me for a loop with that. We'll go to 5:30, and that's it. Then I got to go to Yogi. I might have to get new batteries for this thing if this keeps up. So thank you guys, all of you, for the support. You guys are the universal soldiers. That's the name of Boom Shakalaka. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question earlier about his feet, Dr. Nova. Boom Shakalaka did not smell. I got to be honest with you. His breath was horrible. I will say that. Boone's breath could get all the Russian soldiers out of the Ukraine if he breathed on that region of the country. And Boone's probably the only guy who smells better dead than alive. I'll give you a little extra. Thanks to Jay Santos. J-Man Jack. I mean, this is out of control right now. J-Man Jack just gifted 5 memberships. So please thank J-Man Jack if you got a free membership from him. See, this is what it's all about. Everyone in stream, I want everyone to be happy. I want, I mean, we can talk a little shit, but, it's a good stream. Got a good group in here. And I hope to those of you who I haven't met in person, if I'm ever in your town, now I don't do the road a lot because it just doesn't pay enough for Daddy to come out of Los Angeles. Please come as my guest. I love costing comedy clubs money by getting my friends in for free. I don't beat around the bush. I eat it. All right, 5:23. We got 7 minutes left, and then I have to go. And come to Hackamania, please. I mean, I probably won't come to Cleveland, but I mean, if I was a bigger name, to be honest with you, and I'm up for a few big voiceover gigs, that would get me to Cleveland. I would come to Cleveland, but I don't think any club there is going to headline me. So, when is Hackamania? That's a good question. I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, I saw Universal Soldier with it was the first date for me and Anne, my Asian girlfriend at the time, who I still talk to. She's married with kids, but I still am friends with her. I can't say that for every ex. Uh, Beloved chatter, $1.99, free membership milestone chat. Biff! Is it at the end of April or May? I'm not trying to be a wise ass. I honestly don't remember. I haven't really uh, kept up with it, but I will be there. It's 2 days. I can do Vegas for 2 days. Okay, so it's the end of May. I'm looking forward to it. I believe all the comics have a code. I don't know what mine is, but you'll have to ask Melton that. I'm out of the loop. I do have a small but dedicated fan base. I mean, Tim Dillon gave me great advice one day in the green room of the main room of the Comedy Store. He's like, Earl, all you need is 2,000 fans, and you can make a living on that. So, that's what I mean, obviously, uh, I know a lot of people stream for just the financial aspects of it. Um, and just to show you how little comics get paid. Now, I'm not complaining, but I've made more money in this stream tonight doing an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half of work than I did 5 years in the local show and roast battle, where I made $100. That's comedy in a nutshell. And almost 2 years of the Comedy Store Wrestling podcast, I literally didn't get paid $1. So in an hour and a half in this stream, I've made more money than I did working probably close to 100 hours on the wrestling podcast. So, that's pretty fucking cool. Um, and I don't do it for the money, but like it is nice to be paid for your time, I guess, and or talent or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't expect I'll ever be at the level of Kevin or Shuley with 1,000 people in my stream, but oh my god. Uh wait, $100,000. Wait, that's impossible. Well, I don't know how much you just donated, beloved shatter, but I'm sure it wasn't $100,000. But I don't even know if I could accept that. But a, a beloved member for 1 month. $100,000 super chat. Do you know how upset if that was real? Do you know how upset the Dabbleverse would be if I got the first six-figure super chat? Uh, thank you for making me laugh, beloved chatter. Uh, you know, I always say tip. Whoa, whoa. Tip what you can afford. I want my fan base to enjoy the stream. Financially, I live my life by not buying anything that I get nervous about. So if I see a leather jacket, like YSL makes the best leather jackets. I mean, I'm a Barbados guy, but YSL, I have one YSL jacket. I'm embarrassed to tell you what I paid for it. but man, it feels like it was fucking laser cut to my body. So, um, but they have several jackets between five and $10,000. Would I love a $10,000 YSL leather jacket? Absolutely. But I would feel too nervous buying it. So that's my financial advice to end the stream on. Don't buy anything that makes you nervous. You should buy anything with no nervousness to live a good and happy, productive life. Oh, Peter Sky Parker, I wish my YSL jacket was only that much. Literally add another zero. And I bought the YSL basically starter leather jacket. I mean, this YSL jacket is for the pores. It is crazy. Well, that's why I don't buy overly expensive sneakers. I don't buy like Yeezys for $1,000 because I want to wear it. And I only wear the YSL jacket when I have a really special comedy show. Like if I ever get on TV as a stand-up, I will wear the YSL jacket, but I'm forever loyal to my friend John Varvatos. So, and right now he's working, interestingly enough, for Under Armour, which is kind of a weird collaboration. Yeah, I mean, but I love fashion. I grew up Peter Sky Parker in the world of fashion, so um, I don't drink or do drugs, so I don't mind spending that kind of money every now and then. Yeah, I mean, birthday boy Statman, we all have a budget. So I love you guys. We're gonna do this stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm not gonna do it every day, but there'll be some days I just can't do it. And I know that the stream will pick up if I just said Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. stream. Um, because then you guys, oh, MLC just ended. It's 4 p.m. Let me go to Earl. So, I'm still working out the algorithm and all that shit. Thank you, Jay Santos. It's a very generous tip. Let me thank the tippers one more time because I like to just be, I want the tippers to feel like they are appreciated. I mean, everyone's appreciated, to be honest with you, but you don't have to tip to be appreciated here. Ross Incognito, Secret Snake, J Man Jack, Lance, Jay Santos with the biggest tip in the Earlverse stream history. Peter Sky Parker, thank you very much. J Man Jack gifting 5 memberships. Beloved Chatter, free membership milestone chat. Thank you very much. Beloved Chatter, $100,000 super chat. Out of control. I don't know where I'm going to spend it all. Maybe to buy some Wi-Fi. So, by the way, if anyone super chats me $1 million, I'll come to your living room and do a private show. Just kidding. Just kidding. Love you guys. See you tomorrow at 4 p.m.